We are behind the schedule. Sit down. And those of you who are ushering in delegates, please do it very fast indeed, so that they do not miss part of the proceedings of this retreat. Mr. Prime Minister, I take honor, first of all, to welcome you and to thank you for having gracefully agreed to come and open and even chair a session of this meeting. Give him a clap. As you heard from the Master of Ceremony, we are trying to get together so that we plan together on how we shall budget and execute the budget for the next financial year. This is our routine. Our budgeting process is open. There's nothing we hide. We share it with everybody. Unlike in the old days when I was still a young man, when the Minister for Finance would stand on Radio Uganda and say, this is effective from midnight to tonight. No, for us there is no immediate effective midnight. The process is shared with all of you who want to get your ideas, so that when we really put the whole thing together, we all own it. So it's my pleasure, Mr. Prime Minister, to invite you to come and deliver your remarks and officially open this retreat. Two, if time can allow you, sir, I want to ask you to sit in so that you can chair the first session. Thank you.
The Right Honorable First Deputy Prime Minister of Uganda, Ndugu Moses Ali, the Honorable Minister of Finance and Honorable Ministers, Members of Parliament, Ambassadors and High Commissioners, and development partners in general, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to have you all here today in this conference in which we commence consultations on the budget for the forthcoming financial year, that is 2019-2020 financial year. From the program, I see that this year's National Budget Conference has been augmented with the Economic Growth Forum, giving us a chance to discuss more elaborately the growth path and interventions to lead us to the aspiration of middle income economy. In the last 2 days, we reviewed government's performance during the last financial year, while the results of the performance assessment indicate considerable progress overall in terms of supportive infrastructure and access to social services. Some challenges have hindered achievement of targets that we have set in the second National Development Plan. The challenges that we have faced include the following: poor coordination within and across sectors and government institutions. There have been issues on coordination at different levels. 2, long procurement processes leading to delays in implementation of projects, delays in acquisition of right-of-way for infrastructure projects, especially and the electricity transmission projects. And 4, inability to ensure value for money due to delivery of poor quality inputs, coupled with inadequate inspection of the distributed inputs. And 5, limited local content in most development projects, leading to low private sector participation and consequently low value addition within the economy. Slow progress, this is now the constraint number 6, slow progress on industrialization arising from weak linkage of industrial development to agriculture and the mineral sector, which hold the potential for more job opportunities and for growth. And constraint number 7 has been poor performance in the disbursement of the loans, in part due to poor project designs and implementation, compounded by cost overruns and delayed project completion, among others. The next financial year, that's 2019-2020, being the last year of the second National Development Plan and a near conclusion of the NRM agenda spelled out in the manifesto of 2016-2021, the current manifesto we are implementing, we need to consolidate the gains that we have made and swiftly address the challenges that have hindered growth and development. We therefore need to do the following, among others. 1, put in place measures to industrialize the economy anchored on agro-industrialization, extraction, and value addition to the minerals endowments. 2, reform the financial sector to provide long-term capital and reduce interest rates. 3, speed up the execution of government projects and government. And 4, tackle the inefficiencies in public sector to ensure better service delivery that can improve the lives of the masses and support the private sector investments. The proposed budget strategy for financial year 2019-2020 that the Honorable Minister of Finance will present today should provide the strategic direction on how to address the above challenges and should generate positive discussions on the specific interventions that we need to take and we need to implement. In conclusion, I would like to remind you that emphasis should be placed on industrialization of the economy based on agro-processing, export promotion of key commodities and products, addressing challenges to youth unemployment and private sector growth, and expediting infrastructure investments to reduce the cost of doing business. With these remarks, it's my great pleasure to officially open the National Budget Conference. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Prime Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, amidst us we have honorable ministers, cabinet ministers. I will not be introducing them, but just to let you know that they are seated at the front with us. We'll do that at the later stage. We're trying to make time. Secondly, I'll advise that we are live on NTV. At times those images that go live speak volumes, so I just thought I would let you know. Thank you very much. May I, at this point, request the Honourable Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development to address us.
Once again, Right Honourable Prime Minister, ndugu Rugunda, the Right Honorable Deputy Prime Minister General Moses Ali, my colleagues ministers, members of Parliament. Although I don't see many of them, I can see only one members of Parliament. You people did not think they are there. Yeah. But I wanted to see many more. We are not in recess. Central and local government leaders, Your Excellency, the ambassadors and high commissioners, and our other dear development partners, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to this National Budget Conference, which kick-starts consultations on the budget for financial year 1920, as I've already alluded when I was asking the Prime Minister to come and address us. This conference builds on the government annual performance review, as you have heard yesterday and the other day. We are doing precisely that one, that we have undertaken over the last 2 days under the very able leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister Ndugu Rugunda. During the review, we have assessed the progress in achieving the National Development Plan number 2 targets. We have looked at the constraints that we have faced and the strategic interventions that we need to implement in order to achieve desired socio-economic outcomes. As highlighted in the budget speech for the current financial 18-19, as a country we have made substantial progress in economic growth and national development, for sure. And I've said the doubting Thomases, they can go and see what is happening. We've just been at Murago, a beautiful facility. Since 2011-2012, the economy has grown at a rate of an average rate of 4.6 per annum. Whilst this is slower than the average growth rate of 7.6 in the decade before, in the last financial year, we have seen a recovery toward the higher levels we have previously witnessed. Economic growth during the last financial year improved greatly, with recovery in all sectors of the economy. All sectors of the economy grew in the last financial year. This was the result of a number of key government interventions and the improved global and regional economic environment. With respect to infrastructure development and social services, we have gained noteworthy progress. Most of the key NDP2 energy and transport infrastructure targets remain achievable within the span of the time that is left before we close it. Access to social services has increased considerably, with many schools, health. As I told you, we have just inspected. The Prime Minister led the whole cabinet to go and inspect a wonderful facility meant for our women and children when they go to deliver, particularly those that have got complications. Access to social services have increased considerably, with many schools, health, water facilities having been built and or rehabilitated countrywide. The policy of government, as far as water is concerned, we want to make sure that water, clean, particularly water for domestic use, is available in the shortest distance possible to every Ugandan, particularly our ladies. Following the high-level economic growth forum that we had last year, and some of you came to Munyonyo and you heard what we said, we appreciated the need to enhance the link between the country's growth and budget strategies. We have therefore integrated the growth forum into the National Budget Conference today. This conference should therefore give us the opportunity to discuss the constraints to the Ugandan economy, the required financing, and learn from experience of other countries. We will identify policy actions to inform the budget for the financial 1920. By outlining our strategy for the coming financial year budget, this is part of our journey towards the middle income status. Now, what are the challenges and opportunities available for this economy to grow? Before outlining the budget strategy, let me highlight the key constraints and challenges we face today. Economic growth and development remain constrained because of the following factors. Let's listen to each other very carefully. 1. Growth has been dominated by service sector, with low growth in the agricultural sector. I repeat this. Growth has been dominated by the services sector, with low growth in the agricultural sector. Yet agriculture provides a livelihood to the majority of our population, as you all know very well. 2, productivity has declined, especially in agriculture and manufacturing, which are the two critical sectors for growth given the strong backward and forward linkages that they possess. 3, manufacturing value added as a proportion of GDP remains generally low within the East African Community region, with Uganda scoring just a mere below 10%. This has limited exploitation of trade and export opportunities that we have under the AC, COMESA, AGOA, and other bilateral agreements for free trade. 4, high population growth constrains human capital development and social service delivery, as the social sector spending has not increased at the same pace as population growth. Despite these challenges and constraints, opportunities exist that will foster enhanced growth and provide multiplier effects in the economy. These opportunities are where Uganda has a competitive advantage, and these will include, among others, 1, as I've said, agriculture provides key benefits as Uganda can competitively produce and export food and commodities across the region and even internationally. Agriculture. I came from China recently. They need more beef, they need more pork, they need more cassava, flour, they need more food. Mention that we grow, or we have the potential to grow here in this economy. 2, the variety and abundance of fauna and flora, together with rich cultural heritage, provides opportunities to harness our tourism sector, which I call our cash cow. 3, natural endowments of minerals, oil and gas present opportunities to generate significant resources that can spur economic growth. 4, a young and a vibrant population that can provide a demographic dividend once properly nurtured and skilled, so they don't have to run around the streets. 5, investment in increased core infrastructure that facilitate easy movement of goods and services and lower the cost of doing business. Now I turn to the budget strategy with that background. The financial year 2019-20 budget strategy seeks to consolidate and enhance interventions that have been implemented over the last few years. The strategic focus, therefore, remains in achieving industrialization based on agriculture and mineral potential to ensure inclusive growth. And I want to underline this, inclusive growth. If we want to have Ugandan to enjoy an inclusive growth, the focus must be on agriculture. I don't want to lead an economy where those who have, those who want development and provision of technological support to value-adding SMEs. 4, promote private sector investment in value addition, including use of public-private partnerships. And lastly, 5, improving access and affordability to agricultural finance by enhancing the agricultural credit facility and rolling out the agricultural insurance scheme to make lending to the sector less risky and even cheaper. Now let's look at the petroleum, the oil and the gas, and other minerals. Uganda has moved from exploration into development phase of its oil and gas sector. This development phase provides an opportunity for local enterprise to take advantage of the market and Ugandans with requisite skills to get employed. To realize this, government needs to prepare for its participation in line with the various contracts, agreements signed with the oil consortia, and in addition, we need to ensure adequate arrangements for meaningful implementation of the local content policy and regulations. The most immediate priorities of government in the development phase of the petroleum sector will require the following interventions in this coming financial year. 1, continued prioritization of the supportive infrastructure for early oil production, as you know very well. The oil roads is one example. This will include implementation of the Resettlement Action Plan for oil and gas to support, This will include implementation of resettlement action plans for oil and gas support infrastructure, such as the Kampala-Hoima Infrastructure Utility Corridor Project, and continued development of facilities in the Kabale Industrial Park, International Airport, and other facilities. 2, phased financing of Uganda National Oil Company equity contribution to the development of the infrastructure for commercialization of oil and gas. That is to say, the oil refinery and East African crude oil pipeline. 3, dissemination of the detailed physical development plan for the entire Alberta and Graben region and sensitization of the population to provide a signal to landowners of the investment opportunities that will come along with the petroleum sector development. 4, operationalization of the local content fund passed by Cabinet in 2008 this year to enable local enterprises benefit from the petroleum and the mineral sector development. In addition to petroleum, Uganda is blessed such as wolframite, copper, cobalt, aluminium, clay, limestone, etc., etc. The value of these minerals can only be fully maximized if they are processed within the country using local processing plants that present opportunities for more jobs and positive spillovers effect on other sectors of the economy. However, illegal mining should be tackled and the capacity for value addition enhanced for these minerals. We shall place emphasis on continued registration of artisan miners, enforcing regulations in the mineral sector, reviewing the licensing policy for other minerals, and increasing capacity for processing raw materials, for example, the African gold refinement, to enhance value addition. Now, tourism. Tourism sector currently accounts for about 10%, that is 8 trillion of GDP, with the tourist arrival estimated at 1.4 million per annum and tourism-related employment standing at 1.3 million people. Our overall goal is to increase the contribution of tourism to GDP to 15 trillion by 2020. Very ambitious target, but achievable. This will require increase in the number of visitors from the current 1. Scale up tourism promotion and marketing in order to increase the visibility of Uganda as a tourist destination. let me repeat this. And I'm asking you, is the minister here, Honorable Kamuntu? Oh, you are here, very good. I will do this for you, Honorable Minister. I am appealing to all of you to be servicemen and women of Uganda. All of you. I have asked my colleague, no, before I tell you what I've asked him. When I went to Namibia about 2 years ago, we are having a conference there. Everybody, right from the president, and they will pull out leaflets and show us. What are they showing us? Sand dunes. Have you heard that? And with crocodiles and snakes climbing those sands. What do we have in Uganda here? You will know I don't have to educate you on this. I don't think there is a country I've visited and have gone, I think, around the world. I have not seen a country as endowed in beauty from January to January like Uganda. If I'm blowing my trumpet, please, you might correct me. Here, your ambassadors to promote Uganda tourism. And this is very simple, what I saw in Namibia. Just get a few leaflets which you give to every ministry, and anybody who travels goes with that leaflet or a booklet, whatever the case may be, the way I've designed it. The money you demand from me is to make roads, to access your national parks, to have an airline so that you can have tourists coming straight without having to go either through Dubai or through Nairobi. That I will do. But to sell Uganda in this earth, to sell it as a place which can give you all the comfort you need in terms of tourism. The little money I'm giving you, Honorable Minister and your Permanent Secretary, that should be achievable. So please, make us, all of us, to be, we are ambassadors. Me, I'm ready to be ambassador, and I'm sure you have had people here saying we shall all be ambassadors to help you to say, including, but that's frustrated them. That's the point I'm making. 2, enhance development of skills in tourism industry by increasing the capacity of the Crested Crane Hotel and Tourism Training Institute. As you know, if you went to most of these hotels here, who are managing them, don't say. For diplomatic reasons, you don't have to say it public. And to produce the people that will be help us to run this sector properly. 3, extending investment incentives to developers of hospitality infrastructure in an underserved tourism destinations such as Kidepo and other conservation areas. I am ready. I am extending investment incentives to people from all over the world who come to invest here, and if you Ugandans are going to invest, I'm ready to help you, to give you facilities and incentives so that you can invest in this structure. 4, preservation and protection of wildlife. There is a challenge between human beings and our wildlife. The minister knows, he was talking about it very eloquently yesterday. 5, supporting diversification of tourism products range such as cultural, religious, and historical sites. We have Namugongo now. Government has sunk in a lot of money. It is something that we need to promote and promote very vigorously. Whether we go to pray, but also we can go there to enjoy the facility. 6, prioritizing and improving transport infrastructure in tourist destinations to improve access. I've talked about the roads, and we are working together with the minister on this matter. Now, enhancing private sector growth and development for all the sector faces. This has led to the private sector growth, which currently contributes about 80% of the country's GDP. We should clap for the private sector for that. In order to increase the private sector competitiveness, enhance exports, and enable the private sector to play a key role in industrialization, the budget strategy will, in my view, need the following. 1, Encourage private sector investors to promote backward and forward linkages with the agricultural and mineral sectors by adding value to agriculture produce and promoting formal processing of minerals. 2. Enhance SME contribution to GDP from the current 18% by supporting formalization of small and medium enterprises to enable adequate provision of support through government to business linkage and enable business to business linkages. 3. Develop skills to meet private sector skills demand. Talking about unemployment. 4. Increasing the stock and access to infrastructure in energy and ICT.
And much more. No wonder we are one of the world's fastest growing regions. And the East African newspaper is championing the region's growth and integration. In East Africa, we know no borders to our potential. To opportunity every week with the East African newspaper. The East African, understanding the region.
Good afternoon and a warm welcome to NTV at 1. My name is Joel Senyonyi. Let's begin with the headlines. Government launches Mulago Hospital's state-of-the-art specialized women and neonatal hospital. Facility can serve 450 patients at a time. Also coming up, a new dawn. South Sudan's President Salva Kiir signs a peace deal with rebel leader Riek Machar, formally ending a 5-year war. And Zimbabwe bans public assemblies in Harare amid a cholera outbreak that has killed 21 people so far. All right, let's get started now. Government has opened a new state-of-the-art hospital facility for women and neonatal services. Take a look.
So Uganda, without any doubt, in terms of medical facilities, in terms of facilities for mothers and also newborns, Uganda is a leader in this respect. I'm happy that this is now going to be a referral hospital. It is not going to be a hospital for everyone to rush to, because we have enough facilities and more facilities are being created for mothers in different hospitals. However, complicated cases that require specialized treatment, will be able to get facilities here, doctors here, and attention here. Some of the patients will require to pay. The very deserving cases may get treatment, and payment will be by the state. But the principle is that people should contribute to this specialized medical care.
When we planned to construct this hospital and manage it, we planned in such a way that all patients who come from their homes will come here with, of course, with their attendants, and their attendants will take back the clothes they come wearing. Because some of these clothes contain bed bugs and also contain infection. We don't want infection in the hospital. The hospital, after the patient has been admitted, the patient shall bathe and the hospital shall give him a gown. You could know this hospital, we shall throw you out. So you must come and all the food shall be found here.
Is handing over the hospital officially to government.
On behalf of government and people of Uganda, I accept this facility.
Justice and Constitutional Affairs Minister Major General Kainda Otafire says the installation of CCTV cameras and the strategic development of intelligence officers will reduce the serial murders in the country. Otafire was speaking to journalists in Mbarara after closing a 23rd Annual International Management Conference for Makerere University Business School. In her response, Kitgum Municipality Member of Parliament Beatrice Anywa, who was also at this conference, attributed the worrying security situation in the country to foreigners whom she said are financing and misleading some people in the opposition in order to achieve their objectives.
Is not something you can predict. It's not something you can prevent. If there are criminals out there, out to murder people, until you catch them, they will go on committing these crimes. We are going for installing cameras to increasing the number of security forces on the streets, especially in the cities. And then, of course, heightening intelligence. Because until you have sufficient intelligence about these people, you cannot stop these matters. Because it's difficult to protect everybody.
Because they want the oil, because they want to take charge of our minerals, then they antagonize. Because they want to bring gay business. Should we legalize it as a country? If some individual wants it, must it be legalized vis-a-vis our culture? And then you use every hook and crook. I think this is the foreigners who want to cause trouble. This is the third angle, which is causing the insecurity circulation.
A national discourse in Kampala disseminating facts on induced abortion in Uganda points to the fact that half of adolescent pregnancies in the country are unintended and that 15% end up in abortion. Statistics gathered by Makerere University, the Tat Marshall Institute and Public Health Ambassadors Uganda maintain that over 57,000 abortions take place among adolescents aged 15 to 19 annually. The debate acknowledges the fact that Ugandan law explicitly allows abortion only to save a woman's life, albeit further exposing millions to the net effects of teenage pregnancies.
The latest findings on induced abortions disseminated in Kampala by a consortium of different health lobbyists now indicates that nearly 500,000 of unsafe abortions occur in Uganda.
In 2013, we observed that there were 313,000 abortions that were procured in Uganda among all the age groups. What we have to do urgently, amidst the restrictive laws, there are many things we could put right. One, let us prevent this unintended pregnancy by making sure that all women who are in need of postponing pregnancies have access to family planning, to the right contraceptive.
More than 10% of maternal deaths in Uganda remain due to unsafe abortion, with over 100,000 women being hospitalized for complications from unsafe abortion.
This is just the tip of the iceberg. A typical young girl that we're working with, the typical adolescents that we work with in our community, are nowhere near that girl. These are the girls who know no one. Even when they get pregnant, they will not have the guts to tell any of their friends.
Among the recommendations that women seeking post-abortion care may be at elevated risk of experiencing severe complications from unsafe abortions or miscarriage.
The answer is yes. The Ministry of Health is doing lots of initiatives to ensure that the lives of girls and women are actually saved. And I think in regard to this abortion, the whole topic about abortion, I would just want to highlight that there are 3 modalities into which we can actually tackle this. And we know for sure that there is the primary prevention mode, which is mainly contraception and abstinence.
According to data from 2016, the findings indicate the level of unmet need for modern contraception in Uganda was high among sexually active unmarried adolescents at 45% than married adolescents at 30%.
You mentioned about the policies, you have mentioned about the law, and this is my considered opinion that currently we cannot get any frontiers, serious people in the legal, in the policy system that are going to favorably address this problem in either the area of legal reform or policy reviews.
Everyone that is just around these women have not created a safe space for them to embrace issues to do with their health. If it is anything to do with abortion, no one wants to talk about it. So looking at the human rights.
Virtual University of Uganda has pledged to partner with the government, industry, academia, civil society and professional bodies to deliver quality graduates. Addressing participants at the university's strategic engagement event yesterday at Serena Conference Hall, the university board chairman, Mr. Grayson Nash, said they are committed to developing relevant and applicable qualifications to fill the skills gap that is currently being faced in Africa. However, Grayson called upon other partner sectors that can add positively to this cause.
I hope our education is digital education is quite convenient for many people, especially very busy people. You can do your course, any of our programs, from the convenience of your home, of your office. You can access your education while you are moving. If you sit as a passenger on a bus or on an airplane, you can access your classes.
Quality education, flexible education, affordable education is something that can meaningfully contribute to sustainable development in this area and can bridge this gap. This is not easy to do. It's going to require real teamwork. And when I see teamwork, not just amongst us involved in the university, but teamwork with government, with the administration, with industry. So we are aiming to not just educate a class, a managerial class in this part of the world, but also to connect that managerial class with industry, the kind of industry that is capable of promoting and executing sustainable development in this part of the world.
But NTV at 1 returns shortly. See you in a bit.
Recharge the smart way. Go electronic. No more waiting for change. No more scratch. We are going electronic.
Switch to electronic recharge. Use Airtel Money to buy a data bundle and get 50% bonus back instantly. Yes, 50% bonus back when you buy a data bundle of 1,000 shillings and above. Dial *185*2# to get started. Go the smart way. Go green. Airtel Money. Simple, instant, secure. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Stop. Let me tell you a story about a man I know, a man called Bosco. Bosco, mwana wa city. Bosco yekatala but is happy. Ebintu bye yasanga unbelievable. So kati yalingali America. Bosco's life was mathematical. Then it became very magical. Ho! Bosco katala discovered that with the Momo life is magic. Senta zitamuzanga chaki norisi. With MTN and Momo, things are better.
Like Bosco, you too can live life the better way with MTN Momo. Dial *165# to enjoy the convenience of using MTN mobile money.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Don't worry, he'll be back.
That's why is he always going?
Well, today he's going to help build a dam.
Why?
So the dam can create electricity and Mrs. Mugisha's children can do their homework at night.
Wow, Daddy does all that? What else does he do?
He's helping to build a highway.
No way.
Now, Mr. Pio can transport watermelons and earn money for his children's school fees. Daddy helps people create new homes and grow their businesses.
But I thought Daddy was a banker.
Yes, he is. He works at Stanbic Bank.
For us, improving lives is why we do what we do, because a better tomorrow starts now. Stanbic Bank, moving forward.
Okwebaka mu kapala akatubye, okwebaka mu pampa kapale empya. Pampa kapale empya zesoze mu Uganda okuba n'emikutu ogusooka, ogwokubiri n'ogwokusatu oguziyambako okunywa n'okukala emirundi 3 okusinga endala zonna. Ate tezikkiriza obunyogovu kukuŋŋaanira mu kifo kimu, olwo omwana wo n'afuna otulo tulungi. Kati weeziri mu sayizi 6. Pampa kapale empya yagala okwebaka n'okuzannya.
Hello class, let's talk Mabati. This is a Dumuza's Mabati. It comes with AZ100 coating. Well, this is another unpainted sheet in the market with AZ85 coating that lasts up to 5 times longer. If this roofing sheet with only AZ85 coating claims to last this long, then Dumuzas with its AZ100 coating will obviously last much longer and longer.
When you need your roof to last much, much longer, never settle for less. Always go to Dumuzas with AZ100 coating that guarantees your roof to last a lifetime. To be sure of the coating quality of Dumuzas, look out for the AZ100 mark on the Mabati. Dumuzas, AZ100 coating you can trust. A quality product from Uganda Bati.
Financial literacy brought to you by NTV, PwC, and DFCU Bank.
Clubs do a business, they change it. So some clubs started out, they said, for us, our vision is to put up a school. And the vision was big, it was bold, and they said we'll have a school in every region. And we want our school to give this kind of education. Then they bought their piece of land in Mukono to start planning the school. Then they noticed a school takes a bit of time. They said, you people, what if we go into greenhouses? Because tomatoes are a bit faster. Greenhouse, you put the thing up and you put in the tomatoes, and within 6 months the tomatoes are what? Are there. Just when the greenhouses are about to mature, Bitcoin arrives. They say, you people, why don't we try Bitcoin also? Bitcoin, it's even better. That is. So within the first 6 years, the school has disappeared into a vague idea which you had. And currently you are in Chikubo looking for space to trade.
Financial literacy was brought to you by NTV, PwC, and DFCU Bank. DFCU Bank is regulated by the Central Bank of Uganda.
Today's highlight.
Hello, Mom.
Alessandro.
How are you doing? I've got several calls from you.
Oh, my son, I only wanted to hear from you. But I was wondering, why did you leave behind such a strange note?
No, it wasn't strange at all.
Oh, please, what do you mean, what? Alessandro is the son of the owners of the Toscana hotel chain. What?
Today's highlight.
Let's begin with what's trending now. Yesterday there was a blackout, and Umeme blamed yesterday's outage on vandalism of Nalubale Kampala line. And as you can imagine, this has been trending on social media. Let's see what you folks are saying. There's somebody here who asks, to what extent was the Bobby Live talk show on Voice of America responsible for the vandalism of Nalubale Kampala line? And then Danish Watch says, why vandalism at the time when it was least expected? Who vandalized the line and who rectified it shortly after the VOA interview? Mukwaya Spies says, then when Bosco is speaking, all lines are on. I think we don't even export power these days. Let's see. Somebody here says, at least you have given a fake reason. Even your UPE candidates won't accept your reasoning. Well, of course, Umeme had to find something to blame. Everyone knows where the orders came from. That's coming in from Daniel Okelo. Lowash Bosco says, stop hoodwinking us. You mean Akalia? You mean Museveni is equivalent to 40 millions of people? Museveni is not your boss. 40 millions are your bosses. Now, if you are paid to be, okay, uses a bit of uncharitable language. I'll not get into that. We all know who ordered for the blackout. We should not pretend. That's coming in from Michael Seruwoza. Mutego Frank says it must have been an order from above, as Kaihura used to say. Ugandans are not fools anymore. I'll end with Vicky Amongin, who says, hope the same should happen on Saturday evening as well. Well, Saturday evening is when the president will be giving another address to the nation. Let's move on. Moving on, a section of the youth in Bukedia Town Council held a peaceful demonstration demanding that the Uganda National Roads Authority and the Ministry of Works put up speed humps around the town council. The demonstration was sparked off after a taxi, registration number UAH 530D, knocked and critically injured two pedestrians, Ewan Joel Okia and Nicholas Mukula. The two were rushed to Komi Hospital for treatment, but one of them succumbed to the injuries and died on reaching the hospital. Take a look.
I've tried several times. People of Bukeria are dying, accidents. And why we're putting this demonstration, when we try to raise our issues, our problems in Bukeria district, to tell the government about these harms, we have been trying to request for several times, but they have refused to help us.
Accidents are happening almost on a weekly basis. People are knocked, some vehicles even disappear. You cannot even trace where the vehicle is going. So our appeal as leaders, me I'm a secretary, I'm a minister of works in Bukeria district, in this road.
Actually, what is happening is that an accident occurred in front of me where a speeding vehicle, a taxi that was heading towards Mbale, knocked two young men and in a very critical condition. It's not the first time that such an incident is happening in Bukedia. Several times we have actually lost, this year alone we have lost over 17 people within the town area.
Today, we experienced a serious accident. There were around 7 pedestrians, so the driver happened to knock 2 of them. They were moving alongside the road. So, I think the way they were moving, they are not moving in a proper way. They were rushed to Kumi Hospital for treatment.
Medical officers serving under the African Union Mission in Somalia, AMISOM, have been trained in life-saving skills on the battlefield. 32 officers, among them nurses, clinical officers and pharmacists, attended this workshop, jointly organized by the United Nations Support Mission in Somalia and AMISOM. The participants are also expected to train their Somali counterparts to develop their capacity to handle life-threatening injuries that occur in the battlefield.
This medical workshop. This workshop provides with you an opportunity to get proper orientation of all types of casualties that you are going to be dealing with during your tour of duty.
I have a medical team and a crew.
Lessons learned, especially the gaps, and work towards producing seamless medical support plan for the mission as we prepare for the drawdown of the AMISOM troops.
The purpose of this workshop is to familiarize all the new medical staff within the mission area on the processes and procedures that we do in the mission area as we look after our casualties. You realize that most of these new staff have not been exposed to IED injuries. This mission is unique, and because of that, we have come up with a package which is both theoretical and practical.
The first one is to teach them how to control bleeding, because it is hemorrhage that is always the cause of death. So this is the first most important thing that we are supposed to do.
South Sudan's President Salva Kiir signed a peace deal with main rebel leader Riek Machar on Wednesday, formally ending a 5-year war that has killed tens of thousands of people. Details of this story and more in our international news wrap. South Sudan's President Riek Machar signed a peace deal with the main rebel leader Riek Machar on Wednesday, formally ending a 5-year war that has killed tens of thousands. The deal, mediated by Sudan and signed in the Ethiopian capital Addis Ababa, reinstated Machar in his former role as vice president and comes 2 weeks after peace deal was officially agreed upon between the government and the rebel groups.
This agreement is the beginning for the return of peace and stability in South Sudan. From now on, all guns will fall silent and there will be a permanent ceasefire.
Previous peace deals have held for only a matter of months before fighting resumed, and in late August, Machar caused worry among negotiators by refusing to sign. South Sudan descended into civil war in 2013, shortly after independence in 2011, after Kiir accused Machar, then his deputy, of plotting a coup. And authorities in Zimbabwe's capital Harare have banned public gatherings as part of efforts to contain a cholera outbreak that has killed 21 people in a week. In a statement issued on Wednesday, Zimbabwe police spokesperson Charity Sharamba asked residents to take heed of the ruling, which came after health officials identified more than 3,000 suspected cases of the waterborne disease. Outbreaks of cholera occur regularly in Zimbabwe because of dilapidated water and sanitation facilities.
We have alerted our regional offices and headquarters because we know this is a very serious issue which we need going forward quite huge investments to contain the outbreak. So we are working very hard to make sure that we mobilize the resources that we need from our side.
Informal housing areas without running water have mushroomed and basic infrastructure has collapsed after years of neglect. Newly installed President Emerson Mnangagwa, who has pledged to revive Zimbabwe's ailing economy and improve public services, said officials were working to contain and overcome the most recent outbreak. Well, that's it for NTV at 1. Thank you for joining us. My name is Joel Senyonyi.
Amanya gano Zembiru Muhammad mwantambulira mu baasi ndi musaabaze naye obisere ebisinga baddereeva tugenda ne tubeera nga tubaliko tubanenya tukola tutya naye ddala mu butuufu naffe abatambula abasala enguudo lumu twali tugenda saidi ze Kabaale omusaabaze omutambuze n'ava eri tambuze be yava eri yajja Buzi kusala luguudo deva nga yatadduka nnyo n'alwanagana naye
wadde teyamuwonya naye nga twalabirira nga omusajja atawanye n'emmotoka amusaze naye bwagaana. Kati tusaba n'olwekyo abantu abatambulira ku nguudo tweddeko, obulamu tebugulwa.
This message was brought to you by Viva Energy and NTV Uganda.
We have watched this show begin. We have traveled the entire country in search for commercial farmers.
Cassava is now a cash crop in Teso.
Farmers from across Uganda have benefited from agriculture.
Somebody who is doing fish farming, this is an opportunity, a huge opportunity, in that the market and the demand is already available.
I realized there was potential in goat farming. I started with around 30 goats.
You don't need a lot of money to start, but rather the heart and determination.
Intending farmers is to have a positive attitude and start.
It doesn't need the person to have gone to school or to have not gone to school. Possibly keeping is one of the projects that have money.
You go home, you come back to harvest the honey.
And who said there is no market?
Like that fish pond, where it is, I've stocked now 700 fish.
What I've seen in agriculture is that the market for produce is there.
All you need is you to make a difference.
Everywhere you go, people do just about the same things, but we thought if we could just put some spunk into agriculture.
Farming comes in many packages. It takes courage, determination, focus, and above all, the zeal.
I have a passion for animals.
Stop feeling pity for yourself. Don't blame it on anyone. Stand up and do something. Farming is fun. Join us on this program and let's make the world we live in a better place.
You, the viewer outside there, don't you see it is just lively?
At Seeds of Gold every Saturday only on NTV.
Politics bamujje mu security eggwanga lyaffe ligenda kukola ki kufuna obuzibu. Nze omuntu wa wansi atuula wansi ku ttaka ssebo, nze ngenda okuweerera omwana oyo ng'onzimbidde essomero lya kalina.
Naye ne gavumenti oba eri munkwe etubuzaabuza. Tekutula eri awo tulaga eno tulaga eno. Esayidi katale. Akati abantu ate koona abantu basalinga badde eno nga badde eno emmotoka zibakoone awantu atwaga gavumenti etekawo sente wetulaba ambulensi zetuzibira omuntu n'awulira akagombe ka ambulensi ng'ereeta mulwadde n'alemera mu kkubo.
What would you define fashion as? It's not something you simply wear, nor is it anything you envision it to be.
Honestly, I feel like when I look at the bottom of this outfit, the skirt, it reminds me of the office trash can.
It's body perfection. It's the art that defines who you are.
These kind of wedding gowns tell so much about someone's personality. I would wear something like this, to be honest.
You?
Yeah, but literally with like a crop top inside.
When it comes to the red carpet, step back because we are here. You design it. You wear it. We critique it.
So how long did this take for you to put together? This I bought from the States. It's $1.
How do I look? Yeah, you look fantastic, babe. You look fantastic.
Tell me, what inspired your dress?
This, I think, was her wearing her own label.
I think she'd have stayed home.
From your mind and body glam to your step out look, we define fashion as a lifestyle.
Thank you so much. What you guys are doing at Style Project is absolutely mwah. Say hi to Sheila and to my beautiful Bettina. Man, those girls are killing it.
We are the NTV Style Project.
NTV omuli gw'emizannyo tubalamusiza ku mikwano gyaffe olwaleero tugenda kwogera ebintu bingi nnyo naddala ebyemizannyo ebiri international tiimu yaffe y'abaana abawala abakuba omupiira ogw'ebigere gye bali South Africa eri tuyina golf yatandise dda okunyooka Entebbe wali kuliko bannayuganda be basingamu obungi naye kuliko ne abatali bannayuganda abavudde ebweru abulira ddala 10 n'omusobyo tulina tiimu yaffe y'eggwanga eya beach football eyitibwa Uganda Sand Cranes nsonga eyo nayo twabadde nayo ne game weekend naye tulina okuddingana neggwanga erya Ivory Coast n'ensonga endala nnyingi n'olwekyo olina okubeera ku NTV ensonga ezo tuzikubaganyeeko naawe nga oteekamu ebirowoozo byo. Nze Lumansi David tuli wano ne Elvis Senono ate era n'omukulu Deo Mutabaazi bwe tugenda okukola olwaleero bannange kabamala balamusaako Elvis Deo musanze omujjeewa
Deo mu kibuga abeeramu ate bw'oyita saidi z'emmenga awo naddala ku federation fiza federation yawo abeerawo akwasaganya ensonga eziwerako si za beach soccer zokka naye nnyingi ezimu ajja zitunyonnyola zonna naye kirungi nti wali wano era nange nemba nga mbalamusaako nnyo okuba nti mukyali ku NTV ku muli gw'emizannyo saawa zino.
Bwana Deo lamusa ku wetulaba
Sebone Yanza omukulu Lumansi abatula mwena ku NTV mbalamusiza nembebaza okwekomera ku station yaffe Nganzi n'okwogera beach soccer.
Okay. Mulundi gwe nasembyeyo okumanyako tiimu yaffe eggwanga yakubiddwa awaka ozze wano kwetondera bannayuganda
wera sikwetonda wabula kwongera obubagumya n'obba wamaanyi nti eyo sikowa mu beach soccer eba nnungi nnyo era teeraliikiriza kubanga ezo goolo ebbiri ze goolo zosobola n'okukavaringa mu dakiika emu bweki on return so nsuubira mwongere kuwa abaana obuwagizi tiimu ejja kusitulanga 19 okwolekera ekibuga Abidjan abavuka batugambye nti bajja kuoverturninga result era tubalinamu obwesigezi osuubira bajja tuwa essuubi kubanga ekirooto kyaffe kyakugenda mu Africa mu December e Cairo olutalo terunaggwa tujja kugwera Abidjan.
Format eri etya gy'oyinza okugamba nti ey'okusunsulamu amawanga aganeetaba mu mpaka ezo za Africa zogambye ziri mu iggwanga lya Egypt?
Format eri nti ensi ebbiri ze bayisawo ogenda straight defending champion Senegal ne Nigeria eriwo runners up esigadde ne batuwa one fixture home and away ajja mune yagenda yajoininga kubali abamala dde okuyitako ne bazanya finals nga bw'okimanyi nti beach soccer Africa sintone zimusamba neno format gye basetinga eya home and away ensi nyingi zinyigirizibwa neziba forced obutaparticipatinga okujjako ng'osanze federation nga yo area enyumirwa soccer development nga yeewaayo wetwogerera baliraano bafe abakenya bo bakidduseemu nga balaba tebajja kusobola kubanga tickets ezitwala abazannyi aba football zezitwala n'abazannyi aba beach soccer notika tiimu egende mu Abidjan esambe dakiika 36 ekomewo federation bw'otasanga federation erina omutima era ekomekereza evuddemu so wetwogerera baliraana ba Kenya bavuddemu ne balekera Libya okugenda mu maaso okuzanya finals Sudan naye nakita n'alekera Morocco ayitewo
eyo nga yerina president wa Sekafa
yes ne South Africa n'akiddukamu n'alekera muliraana Tanzania n'ayitamu direct kati fe awaffe yajja ne mulaba awo Entebbe tebyagenda bulungi kubanga twali tuanticipatinze wina waka naye abavubuka batwadde essuubi gye bali mu training bagamba nti bajja kuoverturninga result eyo tabe ntuqualifying okusanya finals mu Egypt nga mu December.
Tumanyi nti omuzannyo guno guweza emyaka 10 mu Uganda oba okuba nti at least omutandise okuteekawo competitions oyinza okugamba nti birungi ki by'oyinza okubalamu mu bbanga eryo okuva omuzannyo guno we gwatandika ate oba gwateekawo by'oyinza okuyita competitive format nti oba liigi then eventually mwagaseeko ne national team biki bye muyinza okubala nga bye mukoze muzannyo mu myaka egyo?
Muzannyo tuli mu mwaka gwa 8 tutandika okuzanya league supervised by federation mu 2010 guno gwe mwaka gwaffe ogw'omunaana nga tuzanya federation gye twandisa association soccer. Bingi nnyo bituukiddwako kubanga mu ebyo mu 2012 twafunye gye twayita 4-year strategic plan nga mu ebyo mwe mwali okutuuka ku competition eya national team n'okusamba ku continental stage. Kyetukoze obulungi nti twaliyo mu 2015 ate ne mu strategic plan nga mwalimu n'okulaba nti tuspreading omuzannyo guno mu region eya East Africa kuyambako bannaffe okulaba nga nabo batandika omuzannyo ne bazanya kyetwasucceedinga bulungi nti baneighbor leagues bakuba era kati ne Sekafa yaffe wera esobola kuzanya tournament ya Sekafa ng'okompera